Hey guys, DigiDolls here with the video series on how to sculpt a doll using Zbrush. So the first thing that I do whenever I sculpt a new doll is I start out with the blockout. The blockout is basically creating the base forms that make up a representation of your doll. Think of it as a sketch before you go into the details. So the first thing I do is I import an image into Zbrush. This image is usually like a reference image or a diagram that I've drawn that I base the doll off of. I do this by going into the texture tab and importing an image using Spotlight. I also make sure to turn off the samples in the brush tab. The next thing I do is I utilize the IMM primitives brush in Zbrush to create basic shapes and forms that I then smash together to create my blockout. I really love this brush because it auto polygroups every shape that you make, and polygrouping is great for sculpt organization, especially if you're only really working in one subtool. So I'm just going to hand out some tips, such as always make sure that you start low poly first and then you slowly move up to high poly. This is very important because the higher in polygons that you go, the harder it is to make changes to your sculpt along the way. So I always make sure to sculpt as low as possible so I can make big changes very quickly. You'll see that I'm not even really sculpting in Zbrush at this point. I'm really only utilizing the Move tool and the IMM primitives brush to create fast, quick changes and to manipulate my shapes. I'm only thinking about shape, form, and design, and I'm hardly thinking about the details because I need a solid foundation to build the details on top of. So those are all the things that I really have to say about blockouts. This blockout only took me about an hour to do. They're usually really quick, and I'm mostly just copying the diagram and making sure that all of the shapes are there before I move on to the details stage. So I'm just gonna let the video play.